If you want to live in Malaysia and can't wait for these potential changes to the Malaysia My Second Home program, consider the S-MM2H Visa instead. I'm Flynn from Offshore in Asia. We help people move, do business and invest in Southeast Asia. The S-MM2H is an alternative within the Malaysia My Second Home program to the standard visa. States of Western Malaysia are all going about the visa in the same way with the same requirements, and post-COVID they've been very strict. However, the state of Sarawak in Borneo has much fairer requirements for the MM2H visa. The main benefits is either a 7,000 to 10,000 monthly income, whether you're single or couple, or a deposit of 150,000 or 300,000 ringgit for singles and couples respectively. Aside from the slightly different financial requirements, the functions of the visa are pretty much the same as the standard MM2H. You do have to bear in mind though that you have to stay in Sarawak for 30 days of the year. You can live in Western Malaysia for the rest of that time, but more on that coming forward. The Sarawak My Second Home program might be the best option for you if you find the standard MM2H visa is just too expensive. Also, if that deposit for the MM2H is too high, which for many people it will be, you can keep more money liquid with the Sarawak My Second Home visa, and this gives you the option to earn more money from investments, for instance. Also, if you want to live in Sarawak, which many people do, that's another reason why many people go for this visa, because Sarawak is a great place to live for many. As for the requirements, you have to be at least 30 years old to get the visa. You need a monthly income of 7,000 ringgit or 10,000 ringgit for singles and couples respectively. Otherwise, you can deposit 150,000 or 300,000 ringgit, whether you're a single or a couple respectively, into a bank account. All applicants require a local sponsor in Sarawak. This will be a visa agent, and if you need help with this, we're happy to get you in touch with one and use our network to help you apply. You also need to spend 30 days in Sarawak each year, and this in many people's mind is a bit of a loophole because it is touted as, get this visa and then spend your 30 days in Sarawak and go to Western Malaysia, live in Penang, Kuala Lumpur, which works. People do it. Most people do it on the visa. For at least I could have a statistic on that, but it seems to be the case. However, I look at why the visa was created. The visa was created by the Sarawak government to boost tourism and foreigners staying in Sarawak. And when foreigners go there for 30 days and leave the rest of the year, it isn't helping Sarawak as much as first intended. So who knows how long this will last. It's lasted for a while so far, but the MM2H program has changed certain things over the past couple of years with the mainland requirements. So who really knows what's going to happen? So if you're in the 40 to 49 age bracket, it's going to be all those aforementioned requirements, as well as you're going to need to either purchase a house, have your children educated in Sarawak, or get medical care in Sarawak. That has to be ongoing medical treatment. So for most people, the house is the best option. If you're living there anyway, that's what I'd go for if I were you. The minimum price for that house is 600,000 Malaysian ringgit. So that makes it cheaper than the MM2H program as well. If you're not sure how to go about buying a house in Sarawak, as let's be fair, most people aren't, generally speaking, your visa agent will be able to help you with this, or at least get you in touch with people who can. If you're in the age 30 to 39 bracket, you aren't going to need to purchase a house, however the other two will apply. So you'll either have to get your children educated in Sarawak, and bear in mind they have to be at least 7 years old, or you'll have to get ongoing medical treatment in Sarawak. All applicants are required to lodge a personal bond as well. This is anywhere from 200 to 2,500 Malaysian ringgit, and this largely depends on completely depends on your nationality. The cheapest being Singapore, which is 200, and then quite a few countries are up at 2,500. Surprisingly, it's not really done by, say, the socioeconomics of the country. It just seems to be quite random, but most countries are right around 1,500 ringgit. A medical checkup must also be done before you can get the visa. This has to be done in Sarawak by an approved physician. It's also worth noting that applicants require medical insurance to apply for the visa as well. As for application, you'll go through a visa agent. It takes around 90 days for approval, and you'll have to be in Sarawak for at least part of that application for the medical tests and a few other little things. A few notes before we leave. So we already discussed the lower financial requirements for the S-MM2H visa relative to the standard visa. Another benefit of this is if you've made the deposits of 150,000 or 300,000 ringgit, whether you're a single or a couple, you can withdraw up to 40% of that for the purposes of meeting the other requirements of the visa. So this can be buying a house, educating your children, having medical care, and also buying a car. This means you'll have to maintain a balance of 90,000 or 180,000 Malaysian ringgit, whether you're a single or a couple respectively. This is another positive for many people because a lot of people don't like with these deposits, whether it be in the MM2H program or just other visas in general. People don't like the idea of just leaving capital sitting in a bank account earning that 2-3% a year. Also, the deposit can be handed back to you once you leave the program, but just keep up to date with that because I'm reluctant to give out any specific facts when they've been changing so frequently. It's also worth noting the standard MM2H program might become more attainable and have reduced financial requirements, I believe is the proposed change, somewhere around the end of the year. They're at least talking about it. They've been talking about it for a while, so who knows really. So you could wait, but you could be waiting for a lot longer than expected. So it's up to you what you really choose to do as far as the programs here. Also, just bear in mind with that 30-day minimum stay, it's not really working in Sarawak's favour. They're not doing poorly out of it. They're still getting people living there. But there is a chance that loophole may close at some point, so just bear that in mind going forward. That's all I wanted to cover for the program. I hope you found some use out of that. And if you are interested in the program, feel free to get in touch with us and we can let you know your other options, whether it might be the best one for you or not, and get you in touch with a local agent to help you get started.